had a really weird thing happen with technology just now for some reason. The service that I used to stream just put me on the link that I had made for the 12th of November, which was last Sunday. So sorry, I'm here now. Such a strange thing, the way that technology's been acting up, which is, I would say, something noteworthy. A lot of us are talking about this, where technology's just not cooperating. It's kind of fascinating. A lot of like AI kind of stuff. Interesting to kind of consider it. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Fleur de Lis. Hello, dear Pamela. Hello, everyone. Kay says hello, everybody. Much love from Texas. You're in Texas too, huh? I'm in Texas also. Good to see you. We have Jeanette here. Hello, Jeanette. Good to see you, sweetie. Fleur de Lis says no body pain this past week, but anxiety and insomnia. Yes, yes, yes. Insomnia is like a whole nother level, or has been. I found the past 2 days that it's kind of lightening. Remember that we've been anticipating coming upon the 18th of November for some time. That was, at least on this side of the hemisphere, that was yesterday. Though a lot of clarity and understanding and things like this started to come through for a lot of us before we kind of start feeling it coming in. However, as this clarity window kind of clears itself, a lot of different heart activation kind of stuff that does feel like anxiety. Sometimes it's not anxiety. It's not always that, though. Sometimes it just is full on anxiety. Something else that I noticed here, being in this densely populated place, in contrast to where I've come from, spent most of my time recently anyway, the past few years, is that I can see these different phenomenon that people may not have noticed before. And, so like this example of the anxiety, a lot of us know that we're feeling other people when we feel this anxiety, when we feel like this, whoa, flood in and stuff. I remember that, I still do, so like on occasion, times where, well, I'll like try to investigate, why am I feeling that? Is there like some kind of sign? That kind of thing. It's often just us feeling either old stuff that's coming up to be seen, or we're feeling other people. Now, I bring up the densely populated thing because I've noticed that the timing of this anxiety flood usually comes in around the time that work is getting done in the area that I'm living in right now, and into the night, through the night, until it like gets really loud between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., which I'm not familiar with. Normally, when I lived in a smaller place, that window of time was like the clearest time, the quietest time. And right now it's the loudest time. And what I'm feeling is the anxiety of the people who live here, the concern. They're feeling something is going on. They just maybe don't know exactly what it is, or don't trust themselves. A lot of us don't trust ourselves. We're learning to do that still. It's got to be a difficult situation to not know what's happening, but to feel all of this energy that feels like the electricity of a building massive wave in the ocean, or something like that. A lot of people are feeling it. So good points. With the sleep, I would call it insomnia exactly each time. However, I would say that I had that experience recently too. So just this sleep disruption, being interrupted in our sleep type stuff as well. Jeanette says lots of brain chatter and not enough sleep. Yeah, there we go again. So the sleep thing, a lot of us are experiencing this brain chatter. I would say, yeah. I had something fascinating happen last night. I was having a telepathic conversation with somebody it's happening really regularly now. And you're just kind of like thinking that you're just thinking about something. And then you realize you're really talking to that person. And as I was having this communication, then I knew what they were about to say telepathically before they said it. And so I did that thing that I do when I'm talking to people in real life, where I interrupt them. I don't mean to interrupt them. I'm responding. I'm answering what they already said, but they haven't said it with their voice. It was really bizarre. It's very fascinating. So I just new levels of understanding coming through. So also too, I would like to teach you all something. I learned how to do last night. I was guided to do this. I have a new energy, a new guide. Energy. Elijah is the name that we're being given for this, and I find it fascinating that it's important to say the name Elijah, because I still haven't researched exactly who this individual is fully. Though someone said to me, isn't Elijah who was supposed to come right before Jesus? And I don't know the Bible very well. I do know that Elijah is the one coming through right now. And what was taught last night had to do with heart activation. So I'm going to get this away so you can see me. And so what we did, so you know how it feels when you laugh, you're just like chuckling and you just feel it deep inside. And it's like, oh, that's just the good stuff, like that deep belly laugh. Well, we did that without laughing. And so you holding breath while laughing, like, and you're moving your lungs, and it's like, so it's like, I don't know if I can do it without like being totally, but it looks really bizarre. Probably I've not actually seen what I look like when I'm doing it, but you hold your breath and you laugh. You can't even see me doing it, but you feel it, and it pumps and pumps the lungs into, and you feel your heart center expanding and getting bigger, and it's like it spreads. Other thing, someone mentioned, I think it was Fleur de Lis, or no, it was Jeanette, getting the brain chatter and getting stuck in the brain. When we're doing these loops, by the way, we're taking away power out of this heart center. Taking away is not right. Redistributing temporarily to this area when it doesn't actually need to be there, and it doesn't help us exactly. So what we've done energetically when we're going into loops and like having these kinds of like, it's fun to go through over an old conversation and kind of stuff like that. We've done this like almost like TV, when we're finding that it's actually disrupting other things, as well as causing a manifestation that maybe not needing right now or something like that, disrupting other people while they're sleeping, not even knowing you're having telepathic conversations with them. Anyway, I found that what we do is when we move this energy, well, it was really crazy how this happened. The light, it looked like white violet, and it went, and bluish too. And it went blue, and it went back through my fingers and up, and then went, wah, and then it started expanding all over my body. I didn't actually realize that I had been drawing resources from the heart center to do this before this moment. So then he showed me how to do this heart activation thing, where it was just laughing without laughing. It was the most bizarre and euphoric experience. I was really enjoying every minute of it. Hello, Miriam. Good to see you, sweetie. Therese is here as well. Hello. Vegan Vixen. Hello. Hello, everyone. Lots of love to you all. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Let's click here on path 88. Anyone experiencing neck and shoulder pain? Yes. I've actually been noticing this for a little bit. We also have another comment that's regarding this here with K, neck and shoulder pain off the charts. And then someone else responded to this as well, as Vegan Vixen says, yes, and lower back and wrists. I have been noticing also any kind of joints there. It's like it's almost like dominoes. Hey, 77 people here. I've been seeing 77, 5s, and 79s forever. It's like the theme of Texas for me, I think. I don't even know. So let's talk about this stuff. So one of the things that I've noticed that's been very, very common, frequent occurrence for me, is the expansion, or I don't know what else to say, like extension of my neck from behind. So like this is my neck, and this is like my head bump in the back of my head. It feels like it's being like pushed up and just realigned. And then also when this happens, like I'm feeling like I'm taller, and you feel all the popping of the spinal area. We have a lot of stuff in this area, and joints, and remembering that your back, your neck, these areas of your body are just a whole bunch of joints in a big giant row, like a train of joints, right? And these are the areas that energy gets stuck, isn't the correct word either, though it just gets delayed there. And so we're finding a lot of things being addressed in this area, so these things can move out. Archangel Michael was very clear that it's called the shaking out, where you can use whatever word you want. It all means the same thing. You can call it delayed. I don't know how my option's doing, but we can call it density. We can call it toxins, whatever's in your physical, energetic, and spiritual as well as emotional body spheres, that is not serving you is considered a toxin. It's considered something that's not in alignment and not going to help you. And so it's on its way out. And as it moves through the flow of the energy, the way that it moves, like light that looks like water, sort of, or plasma, it will kind of get hung up for a moment in these corners, which are joints. So a lot of us are having this. This often is associated with heart palpitations, disorientation, dizziness, at the same time. Like, all these things usually happen. Dizziness, slash vertigo slash lightheadedness. It could be all those three or one of them or two of them, whatever. These combinations usually happen in this raising our frequency up. We're like, that's also the ear ringing, I guess. I didn't realize I was planning to replicate the sound of that. And so as we raise up there, we notice the octave change and we pull up into this higher frequency. And so knowing this, when we're having these joint issues, all we have to do is direct the light there more intentionally. So with just greater intention of like, okay, this is what we're going to do now. And so like in this like meditation kind of place, guiding the light through, like coming down from God, wherever the area that's being affected. So it's really useful to know that everyone else is going through this too, and I kind of feel like I'm getting taller. I know it sounds silly, but it's just a thing. Stacy, hello, sweetie. Good to see you. I'm always happy to see you. Jackie's here. Hi, sweetie. Hello, everyone. Stacy says, good evening, soul family. Hi. Jeanette says, vegan vixen, monkey mind. Oh, I didn't see the monkey mind reference. Everyone's saying hi to each other. I love that we're such a close and awesome community here. Hello, Joyce. Good to see you. Sarah Jane is here as well. Oh, hi, Charmony. It's so good to see you. Yay. Tech is glitching big time as we rise to star. Yes, that's right. I've been noticing it a lot. I was going to say big time as well. Yes, a lot. Funny stuff. Just random things that you just kind of really don't think about. Then you realize everyone else is having the same thing. It's kind of fascinating how this really works. Hello, everyone from Austin, Texas. You're in Austin, Brandy. Wow, that's really cool. I'm in Houston right now. I'm only going to be here until after the festival or so, like somewhere not long after the festival. I actually haven't set an exact time or a date, but nothing needs to be set anymore. We're not really planning plans anymore. It's a new way of this new slipstream of how we're doing things. So anyway, having said that, if you're in the area, stop in, dude. Send me an email. It'd be so much fun to meet y'all. If you guys can come around, if you can't come to the festival, which is, by the way, the 8th, 9th, and 10th of December, a lot of us are going to be gathering before that. I mean, I've come early, but a lot of people are coming the 3rd, 4th, and so on. Come around. It'd be fun to have like a hangout. Maybe you can come by and join the show. That'd be fun. Spiritual warrior. Hello, Pamela, and all beautiful souls. Hello. I'm so happy that you joined. Joyce says, hello from Ireland. Hi. Oh, I love Ireland. I was just telling somebody that's really where I want to go. I really have always wanted to visit there. Stacy says, hello, Janet. Shakaranda Marie, I haven't seen you in so long. Sending love to all from the Sea of Cortez. Awesome. Wow. I just like the sound of that. I don't even know where that is, but that sounds really romantic. Stacy, yep, not sleepy. Yeah, it's really weird that this not getting as much sleep as we are used to, or if we feel like we don't need to, or something like this. Hello, Pamela. So resonating with you. Hope you were well. Thanks, Miss T. I'm actually really, really well. This 18th of November, moving through and brought in all of the stuff that we'd been kind of ruminating on a lot of things. I didn't realize we were, and just as a collective. And then now it's kind of like, now all things shall be revealed kind of a thing. So it's pretty neat, and anyway, yeah, I am up in this higher frequency place again. I know that a lot of us are going like this, so if you drop, if you, have that knowing, if you could, inside yourself, that this is temporary. It doesn't feel like it when you're in it too, right? It's like, what did I do wrong? How am I here again? Just let yourself be in the space. Embrace where you're in, not causing yourself disharmony, though. If you're in this unpleasant, undesirable emotional space, it's going to be there until we experience it, right? Until we feel it. So feel it if you can. Just acknowledge it. Open yourself to it, and invite it in. Say yes, and then intentionally moving it through. And then the unpleasant stuff turns into euphoria. I knew that when I was doing that this last time. I knew that trick. Last Sunday was when I was really struggling. I don't know if you guys noticed that in my last live, but I was really struggling that day as well. And even though I knew logically that's how to handle the situation, I wasn't doing it. So, you know, not everybody's that great at keeping up on their spiritual hygiene. Though when you realize that's what needs to be done, whatever it is that hasn't been done, get back on, do it. And then everything is better again. Sharmini says, insomnia, past couple of days, including last night, massive upgrades coming in through pure source light photons. Yeah, there's been a lot happening at night. It's kind of a bit of a joke to me now. Like this whole, I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to go to bed early means before midnight. And it doesn't happen. Hello from Scotland, Ralph. Good to see you. I'm so happy that you're able to join. There's been fire trucks driving by. It's weird being in city, dude. It's so weird. My kids back there closing doors. Time change is message with my bedtime. Gets darker earlier. They were supposed to do away with time change. They can't leave nothing alone. I know. This whole time change thing. And then, in the situation for people like me who, like a lot of you as well, like we meet in these groups and stuff, and we have to deal with a lot of different time zones. And a lot of times that we find that, by the way, lots of different continents do their daylight saving at a different time of year. So we'll have like 3 months where I don't know if I'm telling anybody the right time to come. So Tess says hi. Excuse me, hold on. That was random. We're having some throat activation stuff. I know a lot of people are talking about mucus, and I wasn't really having it. And then all of a sudden, I just holy mucus. Like that was my morning. It was just like mucus. And then everything's kind of better again. Tess says, hi, Pamela. I felt intense energies go through me. Brain zaps, jumpy, burning up, hot, freezing, crying, and then uncontrollable laughing. Anyone else get the laughing? I'm going through Ascension flu. Yes. So the laughing is the easiest one for me to point out for you. I don't have, I typically have not been somebody who really cared what somebody's name was when they came through, because they didn't care. What I mean is higher frequency energies don't, the names we have assigned them aren't actually their names anyway. Though the energy that we would call Jesus came forward and has come forward multiple times since. And every time that happens, I feel the belly laugh on my chin, right? That's why I know that the energy is the Jesus energy. And it's like that belly laugh. And then just in the depths at the time when the energy first came forward for me, this was back in 2007. When I was I was dying from systemic scleroderma at the time, until we moved through that. And the energy came through, and I was in the pits of despair. And immediately the belly laugh, like the deep, you're taking yourself too seriously and just enjoy the ride kind of energy was just bam right now. And I now understand this not only as Jesus, but as a lot of these higher frequency energies. When they come forward, when they're in your energetic sphere, it causes laughter. It causes this bliss, this joy that is also you're transmuting when you're laughing. So when they come in, you're laughing out what doesn't serve you through the assistance of them being in your presence. They are serving us and assisting us in a partnership, a shared cooperation. And so, yeah, that's really cool that you mentioned that. All this other stuff too, the zaps. I've been feeling it like pinpricks, random pinpricks, just before going to sleep. All of a sudden, a big flash of color, and then another one, a different color, like inside my mind's eye, really bright. I know when it's happening that there's some kind of assistance being done, and always it'll end up ending with some type of euphoria. So it's really cool. Jacaranda Marie, having weird time moments. I will be thinking something and then a minute later tell someone out loud and they'll say, "You just said that." WTF. Yeah, I've had me too. Okay. However, I'm not sure which is which. And I agree with you. This is complicated. It's kind of fun to observe the self, to observe the human. Is that we're sometimes we're doing this, and there people are picking up, um, and with their telepathic abilities in such a strong way these days that a lot of times they don't even know that they're doing that. And I still do that too, where I'm like, I didn't realize that. Um, where I thought I heard their voice say it, and often we're like recalling something else. It's a whole complex thing. It's really fun to be in this new energy because we're connecting with so many parts that we hadn't been able to before. And like, though I would say too that we are we're shifting from one timeline. Well, I don't know what word you want to use, to another so frequently, so efficiently, so quickly and seamlessly now that it kind of feels like part of it is that we actually had already done it, though it wasn't maybe us exactly. This gets into such quantum topics that there's a little bit difficulty to know when and how and where to point. Though I can say there's something about that with this, so it's pretty cool. Tess says 3.5 hours of sleep Friday night and had a bad headache, bad occipital, sorry, occipital ocular pain. I'm assuming this has to do with your eyes. I don't know what this word is. I apologize. Yesterday was brutal. Right now I feel so hot. Yeah. Yeah, Tess. So Friday night was definitely a really activating night for the global, I would say all cosmic all the way across, because what we got, we had the joy of experiencing and moving through starting this on this Friday window did spread. Like I watched it spread. Like it was really cool, and this loving, awesome, like it was really, really neat to see like this uh, wave of love and enlightenment move through and assist so many different energetic spheres out and out and out. Um, I don't remember where I was at, so we're gonna pick here. Hello, Nicole. I rarely get sick, but have been hit with this nasty cold going around. It feels like a huge body clearing. Could you speak to this? I would love to, actually. This is a topic that I jumped in real quickly to Guardian of Orion's live earlier. I didn't have a chance to, so I just listened in for a second, and I heard him mention the same thing. Um, this is something fascinating. For a lot of years, we just assumed that we don't really know what we know, right? I mean, science tells you one thing and you find out other stuff. It's not bad guys, good guys. It's nothing like this. It's just, let's find out the real information. And I hadn't been in a position before where I talked to people globally regularly like I do now. Turns out when we talk about cold and flu season, and that we, there's always like, it came, the kids brought it home from school or from daycare. It was always the child's, something to do with the kid. And just, it was just assumed that was correct. How is it that something that's happening that's considered to be a contact-based virus work across the sea? Like people in England, people in Australia, people in Amsterdam, people in Spain, people in Greece. Well, same thing. But like across the planet at the same time. You can no longer blame or give credit to contact. The normal way that such things occur. I can say that every time that we've been getting the mucus since I've been paying attention in this way, that there's been some type of real activation about it. Where does all the mucus come from? Well, it's from your body, and it's something that doesn't serve you anymore, and it's leaving your system. So that's useful. What else is useful about it? Well, when we cough, we're activating our third eye, our throat chakra, and our heart chakra simultaneously, and so likely even our crown. When we cough, we're activating all these things. So I have learned, and this is very, some things you're like, I think, this one I know for sure. All things in spirit always have multiple purposes. In spirit, energetically speaking, when something's being done to assist us in some way, it's never, I still have not seen a moment where it's done for this reason only. It's like it's used for a lot of different purposes. And so, that I know that there's probably a lot more than I even know about this. So that's just something to point out and to kind of keep in mind. Um, Marco says, I just feel floaty. That's awesome. Yeah, I like the floaty energy. Floaty energy is that peak frequency that I've been connecting with. A lot of us have been connecting with. And at least for me, that's when I'm in it the most. I'm in this like, ooh, everything's just so cool. Charmony, love it, Pamela. I love you. You're so cool. I always love it when she comes around. Charmony's awesome. Marco says, I just feel ungrounded and pressure in the head. Yeah. So the ungrounding, that is something else too. I've been noticing, like, because, we tend to feel shorter when we're really I tend to feel shorter when I'm really grounded. Things even look like they're closer to me, like the counters are closer. They're not as far down. I found that since I've been talking about this, a lot of people resonate with that. And then when I'm feeling taller, I'm not as grounded. And we are going through a lot of this like neck stuff where I feel like I'm being taller, so it's kind of an interesting thing to consider. I'm so hot, says Tessa. Yeah, I know, dude. I've been having weird stuff. Like here where I'm at, I'm in a whole different climate, but it's been chilly on and off. And it's just the most bizarre thing. Like I'm sitting here in shorts and a t-shirt, though, like my hands are on fire and my feet are freezing. Like the old lady syndrome, and this is an activation thing that's been happening for a long time. Um, Noticing that when we put our palms together like that, I do this a lot. I also do the rub. This helps a lot. A lot of connection with the two hands and also the soles of the feet together, just like you would your palms. It does help. So, I don't know if this is something that it feels like when I do this, it regulates the body. Like, so I close my hands together, and what I see the energy of it is that it's moving down, up into this palm, out into this palm, down, and just round, 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 round. Same with the feet. When we sit with our palms or the soles of our feet together like our palms, and then kind of like, sitting like lotus sort of is how I do it. Not everybody can do that. I understand. Though when I'm doing that, it's the same thing. It's moving through, creating this toroidal kind of internal toroidal field that expands out, and it regulates things. So something to consider, because when I do that is why I'm telling you this, is that the instability of the frequency of my temperature changes. That's why earlier, I don't know if you guys noticed, I was doing this. My feet are cold and I'm trying to like get my temperature back to regulated again. Marco has one more thing to add about the grounding. Nothing works for grounding anymore. Grounding is useful. The more we can do this, the better. There's a lot of different methods. A lot of people are like, walking around outside. When you can't walk around outside, bring dirt in the house. I'm not going to need to do it here, though. In previous winters, I've lived in places where we had quite a bit of snow. Like the snow was, hip high of just, for me as an adult, and so the frozen ground made it hard to connect with Gaia, with the soil, and to do the earthing process where we, the ionization process and stuff that we get out of it. So I bring dirt into the house. You don't need that much. And people think you need this big giant bucket. You really don't need that much. You can either put your feet in it for 5 minutes a day. You don't have to dig your feet down into it either. You can just have it even on a plate or a cookie sheet and just set your feet on top of there, and it works just as well. Or you can play with your hands in it. It's really fun. My kiddo getting involved, and I used to have seasonal depression, and when we started doing this, it's because we wanted to, and I'm a gardener. The seasonal depression just went away. It's just gone, and I haven't had it since. And just playing in the dirt with a little person's fun, and just it's even if you're not bring little trucks in, little cars and toys, and let yourself be a kid, man. Even if no one else is there, you don't have another kid to play with, just play. And it really does help. It really, really does. So thank you for bringing this up, Marco. Jacaranda Marie. Oh, wow. As you have known for 3 years now, Elijah and Sarah were my first guides. I forgot about that. That's really fast. So I took your guide. Well, I'm probably sharing. That's really, look up Enoch. Okay, I will. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jacaranda Marie. That's really cool. And then I have another comment about Elijah. Fleur-de-Lis says, Elijah, a prophet and miracle worker. This energy that's calling self Elijah has been master of many things, and it's been really calming and beautiful energy that's coming through. At first, I referred to the energy as it, because there is such a balance in this energy that there was elements of androgynous, like it didn't, even though obviously Elijah is a masculine name, I still feel weird saying he or she. It just feels like Elijah. So thank you for telling me about this. I really appreciate it. Nicole. Yeah, the floaty thing is huge. Yeah, and it's fun, man. It's fun. Like floaty woaty, hippy dippy, it's just good stuff, like hippy dippy. I don't know why I said that. I would recall myself a hippie since I've been little. I've always like, if I was in my 20s and the 60s, I feel like I would blend right in, except for the fact that there was density. And so I'm glad I'm here instead. Charmony says, breathe 3 times, slow and deep. Repeat until you feel calmer. May assist. Yeah, this is really useful. Really useful. 3 times is always what I do too for all of these things. And this works for everything. When we have a charge about something, like meaning that, something's upsetting us and we're kind of getting a reaction to it. This is what I do. So you just breathe 3 times, and there's usually I usually roll my eyes, and there's a judgment kind of thing that's associated with rolling the eyes, but I'm also rolling it away from my energetic sphere. Like, I'm good. Time to move on. And I have been noticing more and more that I'm moving things with my hands and because it has a visual representation, energetically speaking. And it's like, I'm going to move you now. I'm good. I'm passing this up. We're good now. And that always has to do with 3. There's always 3. And so thank you for sharing that, Charmony. Charmony and sharing, those 2 words together are really hard to make happen, man. All right, I should probably go closer to catch up to the beginning a little bit. Hey, Guardian's here. Where are you? Hey, buddy. Path 88, all of us are guardians in our own way, protecting life and assisting healing process of Earth. Good to see you, brother. I joined your live for a little bit earlier. I didn't have a chance to stay, and I was doing kiddo stuff, so I didn't have a chance to comment either. But hey, there he is. Sending you much love from Transylvania. Greetings from Houston, Texas to Transylvania. My daughter loves to say the word Transylvania. She'll have that accent like a vampire. Well, thank you for joining us, Guardian. We have Jeanette's comment here. Hey, Pamela and everyone in the chat. Best sleep last night and woken to rain after many months. That's awesome. Nikki's from New Zealand. Hello, Nikki. Welcome from that's so cool. I'm loving that we're having it feels like we have every area of the planet represented right now, which of course we do. In all things that we do, though, just in this energetic space, it's beautiful. Charmony, big pure love from the Salish Sea, mid Vancouver Island to all one. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that this move down here is easy for me to forget when I'm in my zone, like alive, because I'm connecting to all of you, and so energetically, I often forget that I'm not close to you anymore. So I was like, yeah, me too. Or no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't even know what the sea is called that I'm next to. The Gulf of Mexico. Hi, all, says Donna. Anyone else feeling a lot of static around them, intense ticking and around the ears? Okay, so the static definitely is this energy. So we're having this static stuff that is I would call static mostly uh, positively charged ions in our energetic field. That's the physical manifestation of it. And this is the thing that we can address. This is the part that we can address to make it all better, or to not have to do it anymore. And what that is just what we were talking about. One of the processes to do this is what we're talking about is connecting with soil, earth. It doesn't have to be dirt or soil. It could be sand. I find that sand is something that people are being called to do more lately for one reason or another. Probably because there's crystals and stuff inside the sand. It's really cool to like see one of those really zoomed in examples of what it looks like, microscopic, really small, zooming into the sand and this type of thing, oceans, water, ponds, even if it's cold, just connecting. What happens is we have our body gets full of these what they call positively charged ions, and that sounds like you want it because it's positive, but in fact we don't want those ones. We want the negative ones. And when we get solar flares that we're getting a lot of, remember, then we get full of more of these positively charged ions. We get them in the air. So I'll actually have like salt water around me, in little buckets. Hey, there's 111 people here between both groups. That's so cool to see all these numbers and synchronicities. Um, and so, or go out and stand in the soil. What happens then is that all the positively charged ions that sound like static, that is weird. It feels like, they all go. The soil absorbs it, and then we are given what we do need, which is the negatively charged ions. And so it's the ionization process. That's why there's so much to this. You can have this happen if you connect with a plant, with a tree. The larger the plant, the better. So if you're in a place where it's cold, just going and literally going and hugging a tree. There's a tree on the yard in the yard out here where I'm at right now, that there's been times where I've just gone over and there's a nice root that's kind of like out of the ground, and I'm just put my bare foot there and connect, and then one on the ground, and just this, it's real. It just clears off all this stuff. There's a reason that most of the largest pores in our body on the bottom of our feet, because most of the times that we've been here, we've been walking barefoot on the soil, right? And so we have this natural exchange that happens that's just par for courses, because that's how we emulate around the world. But now we have a lot of these streets and concrete and shoes and all this stuff, so just there's other ways to do it, is what I'm showing you. So also Epsom salt baths are really big. I before we came to Texas, I would bathe every single day. It's just not possible right now. It's with Epsom salt, it's really useful. So if you can, it's something that will help as well. Miss T, Pamela, I just became um, conscious of my conscious. Oh, sorry, conscious, became aware of my consciousness. As weird as that sounds, I think that's what you're saying. But it's amazing. I love myself so much. It's like a whole new world. I feel so connected. Woo woo! Yay! I'm really happy to hear that. I'm sure I just didn't know how to pronounce your word there, but that's really cool. It's yes, I've been feeling that too. I've been really in resonance with this. All of a sudden, like that is me. Like all these things, like we say it, right? We're like, we're all things. We're the one. It's all one, and it all comes from one, and it all is one, and so we are part of this one, and all that stuff. However, there's belief, and then there's knowing, and then there's the deeper knowing. And I feel like a lot of us are now moving into this deeper knowing. It's easier to believe of this than the fact that there will be air when we attempt to draw breath, kind of thing. It just, there's no way to falter the knowing of it. And so yeah, it has been really interesting to see how that's coming through. So congratulations. Tess says the laughing comes out of nowhere. I laugh so hard. I bend over to hold my stomach. I love it. Yeah, it is so much fun. It's so much fun, and it's contagious too. Hold on a second. I forgot to turn my ringer off. Excuse me. Um, and what's really cool as well, as what I was saying, is that a lot of people will notice you laughing, and whether they know whatever is going on or not going on in their head, it activates them laughing too. It's contagious. It's just like the idea of smiling to a stranger. It's even better. And there's a whole thing about this. It's like a whole study. There's laughing yoga, laughing in groups like this. You'll find a lot of activation, dude. We're gonna do laughing yoga at the Soulology Festival. I don't really. It's gonna be a workshop. It's gonna be called a workshop. I know that, and we're doing it. I haven't told anybody else until now, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna be so killer. Bob, hello, sunflowers. I love it. Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. Laughing is super duper activating. Okay. Like, wow, I've been missing a lot of comments. Oh, Stacy, thank you. 1111. That was so this is so kind of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You are all so amazing and so generous. I just want to do a shout out to everybody for how much they have been helping me, helping us on this journey right now. There's been a lot of, everything's up in the air. We're like dry roots kind of dangling above the soil. As many of you know, we're on our way to Arkansas after the festival, in the middle of December, and it's been so amazing to be part of a community and where people are helping us with our path, helping us to get to where we're supposed to go. It's crazy. Spirit had always told me that. I mean, I knew we were going to do this since I was, a teenager. It's so amazing to see that some of the things really happen, exactly as it was reported. So thank you, Stacy. Deb says, craving chocolate and can't keep my eyes open. Yeah, I actually had something similar. Not the keeping my eyes. So here's what I've noticed. I am profoundly tired when I'm not able to sleep because I'm busy doing stuff. It's still daytime, kind of, not daytime exactly, but like I'm a single mom. I have a 9-year-old who I homeschool, and we do keep later hours. And because of that, she stays up, till after 10, sometimes after 11. And I'm ready to go to bed often around 7. And I'm just so tired. And I'm like, I just go to bed and just stay there all night. And by the time that I can go to bed, she's asleep and I can go to bed. All of a sudden, bing, all the activations are happening. Energy's coming in, spirit comes in really strongly, especially starting around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and doesn't stop really until it's time to wake up when you get down to it. And so it's been really interesting. Donna says, I have baths in Himalayan pink salt since your suggestion last spring. Cool. Let's get some Epsom. Yes. So I actually found something really cool, Donna. It's pink Himalayan Epsom salt. I know. I was like, what? And so I like shared some out with a few people, let them try it too. It's a whole different, it's really cool. So if you can find it, I found it at Walmart. It wasn't like where I was living before. It was really small community, so you get some like cool stuff from outside of like the Walmart world kind of stuff, and it was really neat. But anyway, check it out. See what I found it to be really cool. Miss T, I love just so much. Thank you for being you, and you inspire me. I really look forward to seeing your YouTube lives. My power is increasing so fast, but I share with you all. Thank you, Miss T. I love you, and I'm so happy that you're able to join us and that you found us. We're all doing the same thing, all of us. And in different capacities sometimes, but it's identical in its form. And it's just so useful to know that you're not alone. That's why this channel is here. In fact, I don't know if Guardian of Orion's still in, or Jay Zoltan, Guardian, is still in the audience or not. But what had happened for me was just like y'all, I was all by myself, and doing all this for a long, long time. And then Jacques Rhonda Marie was also here in the audience. I don't know if she's still here anymore, but she was one of many many that would join these Monday at noon for me, that it was at night for Guardian, live streams, and it would just be conversations. And we would get to talk to people in the chat. You can at symbol somebody's name and talk to them. And before you know it, I was sharing emails, and then you can share your personal email, and you can actually delete a comment right after you put it in the live. And so we're sharing each other's emails this way. And before you knew it, we were doing Zoom meetings, private Zoom meetings just by ourselves. And I looked forward to Monday all week long, all week long. In fact, I would block off hours around the window of time when Guardian would go live to be sure I didn't miss it, because this was the time that I met with my people who knew, who could see me, and who knew what I was going through, and also were going through the same thing, and who, having had experience just enough, they could tell me that it's going to be all right. And also, this is what I did to make it a little easier. It was, if it weren't for Guardian doing that every Monday, or somebody, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't have been able to. The template that he created for me, and that the beautiful brothers and sisters who came forward and connected with me during this time, are the template of what is higher vibrations. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have participated and come out of the woodwork, out of the shadows of hiding, out of the hidden closets of being alone, isolated, and thinking that there's something wrong about you, thinking that you're crazy, or that you're dying because you're having these crazy body things happen, or or thinking that you're the only one doing it when you're not. We're all doing this together. We're all doing this as one. And yeah, when we for a long time, we've been distributed evenly across the planet for a reason, in order to collectively raise the frequency in a balanced way. However, now we can connect. Now we can connect in places like this. And so you get to know that you're not alone. So thank you so much for sharing that, Ms. T, and for inspiring that conversation. Oh, I just love you all so much. Oh, my heartstrings are just weeping with joy. I lost where I was at. Homeschool Star Seeds. Yeah, Homeschool Star Seeds are where it's at. Starseed Academy. I like that. Yeah, a lot of individuals who are coming to Arkansas are mothers, single mothers like me, or just mothers or parents who are bringing their star children who homeschool. And in this will be cool to see how we share in this community way and assist each other, because there are definitely areas of weakness that I have, academically speaking, that others will be able to fill that void, and vice versa. It'd be really cool to see how this dance works. I think it's called the dance. We have DXU4444. Any other starseeds having acne outbreaks and or sty in the eye since this last week's energy shift? A lot of people have been talking about the acne stuff all over the body. I know that I started to get this weird acne rash, like kind of on my lower belly, and then on my upper legs, like my thighs and stuff. It's like really uncomfortable. I have been having a lot of stuff around my ears, though. Now that you say it, there's actually something weird in my right eye, right there. Actually, I noticed that yesterday. That's really interesting. I'm not even sure what it is. There's a little bump there, but I know that there's been a lot of eye activation. Someone had reported last Sunday that they had a, a bone spur move out through their eye, and at the end of the story, they can now see a higher frequency of light color. We have been known to have 3 cones. We have cones and rods in our eyes. Excuse me, I'm just still crying and sniffly. This is what helps us to see. However, from what we've been told for a little while, is that we're going to get a 4th cone, and this will make it so we can see ultraviolet light. Someone in the audience reported this occurring recently, last week. So Really interesting. Um, excuse me. Let's see. So, Kara, hi. I have an eye sty on my left eyelid. Okay. I guess it's on the lids then, huh? I have something I don't know, it's like a bump, something inside. It's really weird. It's really interesting. A lot of this eye activation, we're also finding that we're having like this weird like goo coming off sometimes that people were talking about. Oh my goodness, I got completely lost where it was at. I love you too, Nancy. Thank you. It's so wonderful to come here and to feel the joy, to feel the love. Oh, thank you, Ian. I love you. Thank you. Just to like being in your all's presence is really as uplifting and assisting for me. Vanya, I love you. Hey, you changed your picture. I like it. Oh, I love you too. Everyone's saying I love you. Oh, you guys are so amazing. Oh, I love you. I love you. And yeah, isn't love awesome? I love love. It's so cool. Um, Christina, hello. Why don't the activations happen during the day so we can sleep at night? I know. And why do some sleep like babies through activations? I don't know why some people can sleep so well through it. I don't because I'm not one of those people. However, I can't say um, the cause for the reasoning I have found for the timing of it is largely to do with the energies at rest. Again, the example of where I'm at, I'm in a place of almost 3 million people, so it's a whole different. But it does happen this way. And so energy lines are like telephone wires that are just like a whole bunch going all these different directions, right? And they're fast and they look like tracers because when people are awake, they're uncertain. So it's like, and so you have like five. And so it like careens in the way and it's really high traffic. And then people sleep. People start to go to sleep. And this traffic of these energetic communication lines slow. They become more it's like traffic on the street when people go to bed, kind of an idea. And so I find that this is just easier and a clearer time to come through for these higher beings, these energetic beings, as well as for our own ego, our own logic, the part of our brain that kind of gets in the way because it's deciding whether or not something's correct or true. It quiets enough that we can start to receive these messages. And so I believe that that's why. And so it's really cool to see how many people are finding that this is happening with them. Daniel also said left eye twitching for 3 days, probably days. So this twitching again, here's the shaking out. This is the shaking out we were talking about, right? Excuse me. And keep doing that. This mucus thing. The shaking out is like the muscle spasms and like twitching, just different kind of Charlie horses. I found for me, it was like the top, the eyelid up above, and it was like it went on forever, ever like weeks. And I think it started on this side, and then it was below, and then it was the mouth, and then like the chin, and then it went down to becoming bigger areas, larger muscle groups, into actual spasms and Charlie horses that would wake me in the night of like, oh. However, each time that this occurs, being aware of the area of the body is kind of exciting because that usually when there's twitching, it's an activation. And what Archangel Michael says is that the shaking out is the same thing we talked about with the joints. Things get stuck. And so we'll have like this shaking out thing to let the things move out. And so it's a release and a relief to feel it coming out. Multi Sophie, hello. Thank you for your beautiful hearts. Let's see here. Joy says, Christina. Oh, this is for Christina. So I'm going to let her have her conversation with Jackie. Thank you. I love you all so much. You're all so beautiful. Kara says, never thought to ask that question. Thank you. Beautiful. Oh, probably the question above. Whoops. I clicked when someone come. Here we go. It's probably this question here. Spiritual warrior, did anyone have any blocked sinuses? Mine were for 9 days, no cause, no infection, nothing helped. 10th day, woke up and was back to normal. I've been having this activation specifically with the left sinus area, and it's been annoying. It's been so annoying, and it's unpredictable. It's very unpredictable. I agree, I have the same thing. There's nothing the matter. It started before I came here, so I actually went to see my doctor, and there was nothing going on. However, yeah, it just the weirdest thing. It's something that's just happening for us right now. It's interesting to observe the area of the body, the side of the body. So I'm curious um, if it was both your sinuses or a singular one. I am having this other kind of draining thing happening right now, but it feels like it's separate or different. Um, Tess says, yes, spiritual, started Friday night, stuffy nose. Yeah. Um, it's, oh, you're a spiritual warrior. Yes. And Friday, that's very interesting. I'll have to observe. I think that the mucus congestion type stuff that I was experiencing, this massive sinus drain that I was talking about, occurred for me mostly last night after I decided it was time to go to bed. So I was laying there. So that's why I was like, I guess it could be kind of like insomnia, because last night I did struggle to sleep, but all of a sudden I just had all this mucus that just kept, ugh. So, um, and then spiritual warrior says, I'm guessing ascension symptom because nothing made it go away. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I do know this helps to create, again, the cough, right? The cough, it activates all of these other chakras. And one thing that was reminded to me was when I was young, something, at least where I grew up, was, if they told the kids, it was a big thing to tell the kids, because we were made to hang out with older people for the way we were being raised. And if we saw somebody having a heart attack, we were to remind them to cough, because it would help them to regulate their heartbeat again and find their normal rhythm. Um, and it's now we're getting all these messages about a lot of this kind of stuff that we're getting is activating all these chakras, and in particular the heart center. So it's like really fascinating, because that goes in alignment with just the medical stuff that I had learned earlier on in life. So it's pretty cool. Oh, thank you, Kara. I love you too. It's just been so cool to connect with so many beautiful people, so many loving, high frequency individuals who truly are here to do something about it, whether inside yourself or in a bigger way. And because it's big when you do it inside yourself, you're creating a ripple of energy that's changing the frequency of what's in front of you and making it more possible for other individuals who maybe don't have that ability to then, be relieved enough, I guess is the way to say it, relieved enough to then do something about it for themselves. And so it's really a huge, huge service, just being in your own joy all by yourself. And then if we do also stretch it out and reach it out beyond us, into the neighbors at the grocery store, down the street, and so on and so forth, that's even, a even more intense and immediate impact. So it's just really just being yourself, man, just being in your love. Miss T, I love you, Pamela. You make me feel grounded and safe. Oh, I love you too, Miss T. I'm very happy that you are able to join us. I actually do have to get going. It's 3:03 my time. I'll be going live on. I'm gonna put this up right here. I can't remember. I think this goes into YouTube, so I'm gonna also click it here. I'm not sure if it's gonna help anybody, but Sology Network. Whoa, I clicked the wrong one. Hello, Leona. Let's just go ahead and do this one first. Hello, Pamela. Are the symptoms of ascension affecting people's blood pressure, causing it to become higher? I would say blood pressure that people are noticing has more to do with heart stuff and the activation that's happening in the heart area, or having heart palpitations, blood pressure kind of stuff. This is an opinion that I'm sharing. I want to be clear. I'm not not a medical. I'm not a doctor. However, uh, I feel very strongly guided to look at the correlation between such things as cholesterol to something that is an underlying something else. And so finding ourselves to be able to regulate this thing. Blood pressure, I'm noticing that it has to do with these heart palpitations, these activations that are occurring in my world. If you are concerned about any of the things that we've talked about and you feel encouraged to go see your doctor, do. No one's telling you not to. There's just simply encouragement of using your own discernment and deciding for yourself if you have something that requires medical intervention, or is it something that's just simply um, working on some of your past life kind of stuff. So having said that, I have now put up here, and this is for Sology Network. Sology One Studios is where I'm going to be having my show in 55 minutes. Today's show, I'll be joined by Christine Taylor, I believe is her last name. I hope I got that right. I think so. If I got it wrong, I apologize. You're out there somewhere. She's amazing practitioner. She's going to bring forward so much. She's got a really cool story. So if anybody gets a chance, it'll be live on social media on Todd Medina, Sology One Studios, Sology Network platforms, on Facebook and on YouTube. And this is his YouTube connection or link or whatever. So you can go there and find us. That we will start again in about 55 minutes. So I love you all. Thank you all for joining us. And if anybody's questions didn't get answered, I apologize. I love that there were so many people here today. Just didn't have a chance to connect to everybody. I'm here, and I'll be back next Sunday. I look forward to seeing you again. And if anyone is interested in coming to Houston for the festival, we are going to be here early, where I'm already here. And a lot of people are going to be here starting Monday or Tuesday. So the 4th or the 5th of December through to the 11th of December, a lot of us. So come hang out, see what we're doing. A lot of us, the main thing many of us are doing is we're getting together for group healing and land healing. And it needs to be done right now before the solstice. So the timing of this is perfect. So anyway, I love you. Love you all. You're not alone. You're not alone. And if you do live in the area, send me an email. My email's in the description of this video. Maybe we can work something out where a bunch of us can get together pre-festival. That would be super fun. Knowing that you're all together on this with us, whether or not you're in physical embodiment in front of us, we are doing this together as one large, beautiful, light family. You got this. You're not alone. I love you. Thank you for your service. I'll see you next week. Aho.